Meeting room, trying to get this person in. Okay. There we go. All right. So I am so happy to see you here. My favorite way to spend my evening is with you guys. So my volume is up. Okay, great. So welcome, welcome. Welcome to Thursday night. I'm really glad you're here tonight. Wherever you're joining, let's just take a moment to arrive, to settle down, to be together. We are here in community, which is just so lovely. So maybe you've had a long day. Maybe you've rushed here from work. And maybe you're carrying more than you've had time to process. So before we begin, let's just arrive together. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale through your nose and exhale. Let your shoulders drop a little bit. Allow your body to soften. Tonight's not about performing. We're here together in community. And we're not about fixing anything. Tonight, we're simply here about listening and experiencing, listening to our body, listening to what your system has been trying to tell you. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sue Ananian. I'm an energy healer, a psychic, a spiritual teacher in the Solomonic lineage. And I run a private practice in Ridgewood, New Jersey called Soulfully You. And I work with people in person as well as all around the globe. And the one thing that we all have in common is this human body. Across all cultures, races, religions, we have this body. And this body is very vast and complex. And we're going to begin listening to it tonight. So I'm interested. Let's use the chat. Did you come because your body needs your attention? Yes. Maybe you know somebody else that is suffering, right? And your participation helps me move the energy of the class so that I can really serve you, this class that you guys that are attending. So maybe it just sounded interesting, and that's okay, right? Way back when I discovered this work, I didn't even know it existed. I'm 67. So way back when, nobody was talking about your body having any kind of experience or any kind of memory. It was purely scientific, and science has changed a lot in these 45 years since when I was a kid. I didn't look for this work. I fell into it because I was sick. When I was 19, I had graduated college, and my parents were done being parents. I knew my time was up, and I had no idea how to adult. I was woefully underprepared for adulthood. And so what happened was one day I woke up sick. I woke up in terrible pain. I couldn't walk. and my dad took me to the hospital, and I was admitted. I had pain in both ankles, both knees, both wrists, and both elbows. And the initial diagnosis was phlebitis. And if you know anything about phlebitis, that's an old person blood clot disease. I didn't have that. But it began my first journey through the medical system, and they did all the tests, um, the blood work, the uh, the tests for lupus and arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis and all the things that they thought it could possibly be, and everything came out negative. And so it began the process of educated guesses, and each specialist, of course, needed to have the answer, right? Because doctors in that day and age were God. And so everybody had to be the right guy, you know? Anyway, I was diagnosed, I was hospitalized for blood phlebitis. It wasn't that. And then it began the journey through. I live in the New York metropolitan area. So I was with the doctors, the best hospitals in New York, doctors on Park Avenue and all these big time rheumatologists, vascular doctors, infectious disease, you name it, I saw it. Tons and tons of blood work and testing. And again, nothing. The only thing that did work, sort of, was aspirin. So they're suggest because I couldn't walk. I was on a crutches. You have to have one good leg to go on a cane. I didn't have a good leg. I was bedridden, disability, the whole kit and caboodle. Um, and the only thing that did sort of work was aspirin. It just took the edge off. And so what they said was take as much aspirin until your ears start ringing. And I know that the lucky number is 18 a day. And um, and that's when you literally pick up the phone and you're like, hello, hello, and nobody's there. Um, and I was fortunate because I was 19 years old. I did not think of my mortality. I didn't, it wasn't even a thought in my head. I'm 67 now. It would be another story, right? But I lived my life taking 18 aspirin a day for probably about 2 decades. And I was really fortunate that my stomach didn't blow out. I am still doing repair work on my stomach because it messes up the flora and all. But I didn't bleed out and I didn't die. And what happened was I got married. I had kids. Each child, each pregnancy, I went into remission. And then 3 months later, after the birth, boom, it was back. And then I was again on 18 aspirin a day. And so what happened was fate, coincidence. Um, I met somebody, a strange little old lady, who taught energy healing. And she and I took a Sunday class, and I was very good at it. People were having really amazing experiences under my hands. I was out of the house learning something new. I felt I found my thing. And I studied with them, her and her husband, for a while. And it took me to a certain level. Some of the students in the class then said to me, because they were having such profound experiences under my hands, they came to the side and they said, "Hey, Sue, I want you to work on me and I want to pay you." And boom, I was in business. Um, and that's where I started having a lot of experiences with a lot of different bodies and a lot of different um, uh, illnesses, right? Um, and then a friend of mine who I worked with very similarly, we had very similar skill set. We met in that class. We would work on each other. And I started getting better. My pain started disappearing. And what I didn't realize, it was energy. It was energy that manifested in the body. And what happened was I found out I had a lot of childhood trauma that I had no memory of. Now, the human energy system is amazing because we can compartmentalize trauma and put it in various places, compartments within our mind, our emotions, our body, never to be talked about again. But yet, every experience that the body has, there's a stored memory. And that's what happened to me. My cup runneth over, and the pain just stopped me in my tracks. And so as I was working with my friend, we would swap, we would uh, work on one another. My pain started going away. But then I realized, and by this time I had a private practice. I had a gym, I had an office in a gym. I worked with semi-pro and amateur athletes doing energy healing for their mind and their body. I was also at this time a massage therapist, so I was combining body work and um, energy healing. And then my friend went on to study. She invited me to study with a teacher she found, a spiritual teacher. And, I was the kid that I was born and I saw things and people like you, solid. Um, I heard things, I felt things, and I did not want to study with her, go to this class because I was working with my guides. And I was like, it doesn't get better. How could it get better? I'm talking directly with spirit. And what happened was I realized I learned a very valuable lesson. I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know that I didn't know. And she went to study and with this teacher, and it was in this Solomonic lineage. It's a path of initiation, and all of a sudden her work changed, and I couldn't keep up with her. And that did not make me happy because I really want to be excellent. I want to be like the best in my field. And so now she continued studying, and I'm stubborn. So I tried all the things, all the tricks. I knew how to get around obstacles. I could get around them, under them, climb them, over them, whatever. And she kept studying, and it was it was pitiful. I couldn't keep up. And so now I really knew that there was something else in the world. And at that time, I asked her to initiate me. She was traveling the world teaching. She wrote a book by this time. She got younger looking. I mean, I wanted some of that, right? I also found that clients came in and the healing work that I had was good. My clients would have been happy. They wouldn't have known the difference, but now I knew that there was something more. And also, the healing modality that I had didn't treat everything well. It treated some things well, and I could have stayed there, but I wanted more. I wanted to be able to make an impact to everybody that came through my door. A carpenter has a toolbox. He's got screwdrivers, levels, hammers, nail guns. He's got a ladder and sometimes duct tape, right? And so just a hammer isn't going to do it anymore. So I did begin my studies. I began 28 years ago. And it's been very exciting. My studies have been very exciting. I have traveled the world. I've been to Japan. I studied in Japan 22 times. I traveled to Canada for 18 years, 5 times a year. I traveled to Ireland. I traveled across the US. Wherever my teacher went, I went. I wanted to go as deep and as far and as fast as I could. And so I still study with my teacher. He's asked me to teach, and I continue my studies as well as my teaching across in the Pacific Northwest, and I also teach in New Jersey or where I'm asked to go. And so that's my background. The human energy system is really, really vast. How many people have heard of an aura? Right. Chakras, right? Meridians, nadis, right? We're also comprised of the elements, earth, water, air, fire. So we have an elemental body. We have a beautiful etheric structure that looks like a lotus within us that houses the four elements within the four elements. We have elemental bars, we have an etheric structure, we have magnetic energy. Think about a magnet, what you want to draw to you or repel. We have an etheric structure, which is like the blueprint of us, our universe. We have a central core. We have a body, soul, and spirit. We are vast. And the medical system treats the physical body. Now, I'm going to say, I love science. If you're sick, go to a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't treat um, like a doctor does. I treat the energy system, which houses the energy, the imprint, or the imbalance. That's why this class is titled, Where is Your Dis-ease? Right? So the body speaks and holds every memory. And when we don't understand this language, like the doctors didn't understand, even though they were well-intentioned people, um, it was labeled a disease, even though they didn't know the name of it, right? So that's my story, and we're going to dive into some of that today. So, before we begin, I want you to know this isn't meant to be passive. I don't want to just talk to you, the blah, 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 where you have to sit and listen. What I'm going to, one second, what I'm going to do is invite you to use the chat. Now I have a lot of material, so we're going to use the chat so I can stay on task. I can answer your questions. We can participate, but we won't get lost either. Sound fair? Yeah? Okay. So this class is really about exploration and awareness. And I hope it's useful for you. The class is written so that you'll be able to take more information away, have you understand your body better, to become a working partnership, that you're working in tandem with your body. And so throughout our time together, I'm going to invite you to check in with your own body and to experience, and then use the chat. And if you have questions, note it in the chat. If you have aha moments, note it in the chat, because I have an outline, but I can sway the outline to this very class, to your present needs and your curiosity. So you can share, but sharing is optional. If you're not interested in sharing, that's okay too. You can share a word, a feeling, an insight, or just say yes, whatever. Do what feels comfortable for you. This is pretend that we're in a living room together, sitting and creating a sacred space. So the one thing I hope is that you'll realize that you're not alone if you're dealing with anything. And this will be a beautiful way that we can experience and learn together. Sound good? Okay. So the chat has begun. Yay! Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Good. We're all in the same place then. Good. So, first thing we're going to do is let's do a check-in. Um, one word. Just use one word in the chat. How does your body feel right now, tonight? It could be tired, heavy, tense, pain, easy, overwhelmed, hopeful, right? Exhausted, full, achy, exhausted, blah, uncomfortable, drained. All right. You guys have had a full day, so these aren't abnormal, right? It becomes more abnormal when it's prolonged. The body is okay. It does know how to absorb stressors. So in the chat, if you will, if you feel comfortable, is this normal or do you feel like you're not recovering from it? So it would be normal or not normal. Normal. Yeah. Well, so normal sounds like there's stressors involved, right? Because this is your normal. That's good. That's good information, right? And the body communicates constantly through sensation, through tension, fatigue, being drained, through emotion, body, soul, and spirit, right? So if you have anxiety, uh, like a chronic anxiety, your body is speaking to you through your emotions and your mind. It's anxiety can also be held in the body. So we are incredibly resilient. Okay, not normal. So Evie sees a difference from several years ago. That's very insightful. Not normal. Overwork has caused an injury that Renee's body is not recovering from. Okay. So this is really good information for our class tonight. Thank you guys for sharing. Each of these signals carries information for us. For example, somebody who struggles to speak their truth may feel a sensation in the throat or the neck. If if you're holding on to unresolved grief, we can feel heaviness in the chest or in the upper back. Maybe there are lung issues. Uncried tears can be seen in sinus issues. People who feel unsafe in the world often carry their stress in their stomach. And chronic fatigue may appear when somebody has been giving, giving, and giving more energy than they've been receiving. I've also seen, I work with a lot of business women, and they're doing amazing in the world. People are, many of them are business owners, have employees, maybe do public speaking, writing books, and they look really great on paper. And they come to me and they're like, if people only knew, if people only knew, right? So we have imposter syndrome, low confidence, worthy issues, right? We all have been programmed since birth. We all have false beliefs about ourselves, and they all manifest in our body, our soul, our mind, our emotions. So the thing is, and it's really important, there's no rule book. If two people have throat issues, it doesn't mean they have the same thing. There might be nuances in other places where the body holds it. It's kind of like like a recipe. If you add a little bit more cayenne pepper, it's going to be hotter. So each body, even though we may manifest something in the same location, it doesn't mean that we had the same experience. We're still very unique individuals. And it's another, I want to say another really important caveat is that with energy healing, in my tradition, we look at the energy and how it's impacting the person. This is not a judgment. A lot of New Age will say, well, you created that. And they victim blame, they victim shame. This is not about putting blame on anyone. This is just energy. When we change the energy, the story changes. So you're not wrong. You didn't do anything wrong, no matter what you're dealing with. It's energy. You know, if somebody had a broken finger or a troubling finger, you don't cut it off. You don't make the finger bad, right? You fix the energy so that the energy, the whole hand can be used. The finger is just taking the hit for whatever happened. And it doesn't necessarily mean a physical trauma or an emotional trauma. There's energies in the world as well as our experiences, you know, and there's also genetic and environmental pollutants, right? So there's a lot that goes into healing work. It's not a one and done, and it's not, that's why I didn't, that's why I stepped up when I was invited for deeper teaching, because I could have stayed where I was. Nobody would have known. My clients, the people that I was working with, they were very happy with my work. I could have stayed there. But this is my passion, and I knew that there was something more, and I wanted to dive deeper into it. I wanted to help more people. And I like a challenge, if truth be told. I'm curious. I want to know. I want to know why two people can have the same thing and why one person this tool works and another person this tool works better. You know? It's fascinating. The human is really, really fascinating. And it goes really, really deep. Um, so when we slow down and we listen, the body reveals the story beneath the symptom. Now, it's interesting too, because a lot of the work I do, um, when I do the work, I'm not looking for the story. I'm looking for the energy. But with that said, I just remove it. I shift, I balance the energy, I remove the trauma, whatever I need to do. And then the proof is in the pudding. The body will readjust and behave, start to behave differently. So I had a client, um, he called me, he was in great distress because he had, in his earlier years, he had beaten an addiction. And he's an amazing person. Without going into personal details, um, there was a shame arising. I thought I had this beat. right? And so what was really apparent was a new level was coming up to be healed. This was good, right? But the mind came up, the fear came up, the worthiness issues came up, and the shame came up. And so in a 1 hour session, I'm not looking, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a alcohol or drug counselor. I that's not my expertise. But my expertise is I went in and pulled out what needed to be pulled out. Literally went in, grab it, take it out. And within an hour, he was breathing deeper and his mind was quiet. And that troubling piece of old story was gone and he can live his life. There's nothing wrong with him. You change the energy, the story changes, right? I had a client years ago. He was a colonel in the army. He was in Vietnam. I love working with our veterans. I'm a mom of a vet and a mother-in-law. Um, my dad, uncles, they were all vets, cops, and they run into the fire when we run out. And so he came to me. He was diagnosed with asbestosis. He was given 3 months to live. He was a 70-year-old colonel in the army, and he came to me, referred by a doctor. After nothing else could be done, he was told to go get his life in order, which infuriated him because he was like, "Don't tell me, don't take away my hope." And so he came to me and doing energy healing. Uh, 1 second. Doing energy healing, his tumor, which was supposed to be um, beyond fixing, began to shrink. And it shrunk to the point where now they wanted to do surgery. And so, things can change. I don't promise that though. I am an energy healer. I work with your body, and then let's see what happens, what your body can do with it. I've also worked with, in full transparency, with the death and dying, and I also help people. We all have a contract. We're all going to go. None of us get away out of here alive. And when it's our time, that's also a beautiful experience. But I do that less. I work with transforming your energy. So, so let me ask you something else. Where do you think, if you tune into your body, where do you hold your stress? Where's your pain right now? You can close your eyes. Sometimes closing your eyes, you can tune in better. But where is your stress now? And just put it in the comments. Shoulders and neck. Yeah. Upper back. Yeah. All over. Upper neck and shoulders. So, and middle of your chest and down, says Jeannie. Okay. So, your thumb joint, Renee, numbness in your upper arm. Hmm. On the inside of your arm? Yeah. Yeah, but on the inside of your arm, right? Zaya says heart. Yeah. Okay. So shoulders, back, and stomach. All right. So we can see some patterns. And the body is incredibly honest, right? It holds no punches. It'll tell you, start screaming at you where we need to listen. And so this class is about working more in partnership, joining together. So often we project externally in life, right? We look outside of ourselves, but this is actually a turning inside. Everything important is right here, right? It tells us the truth even when our mind wants to ignore it. So this is really great. I love that your body is speaking to you. So in my work, I noticed that the dis-ease, just like what you're experiencing, the pain in your heart, in your back, in your neck, in your stomach. These usually live in 4 layers. The physical layer, which is our body itself, the emotional layer, unprocessed grief, stresses, trauma, the mental layer, the beliefs we carry about ourselves. We can be really mean, can't we? Judgmental, opinionated about ourselves. And also the energetic or spiritual layer, where old patterns, energetic imprints, disconnection form. And from, the disconnection from ourselves, because we forgot who we really are, that we are these divine beings. We think that we're this physical body. So the spiritual can also be from numerous lifetimes, experiences, and also the unseen energies around us. We are not, we are an atom in the cosmos, and the the world around us swirls and affects us. So most healing systems in the world only focus on one of these layers. But when we really begin our work with all 4 layers, really deep healing becomes possible. So now let's go check directly with our body. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and listen. Just ask yourself right now, silently, just what do you need from me right now? And you might get an answer, and just trust it. What do you need from me right now? What do you need from me right now? You're asking your body, what do you need from me right now? And if you're willing to share, what did you get? Write it in the chat. Mm, take your time. Everything's going to be okay. Rest, compassion. Listen to my story. Hope. Yes, you know. How brilliant are you? And our body, your body, is beginning to talk to you. Zaya says she knows she's enough. Yay! Evie says, slow down. These are words of wisdom. And when you listen, then your body can stop screaming at you. The body is so wise. Yeah, what a gift. What a gift this body is. So now let's slowly repeat. And I want you just to, it's like dropping a pebble into the pond and seeing the ripples spread out into the pond. Repeat after me silently. My body is wise. My body is speaking to me, and I'm learning to listen. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale. And if you'd like to chat, write in the chat something you've noticed. Maybe it was a sensation, an emotion, a message, or maybe nothing yet. All responses are welcome. What did it feel like when your body and you connected? Um, yeah, good. Peaceful. Yay. Relieved. It's hard being alone, isn't it? It's hard being separated. It's painful, as we can see in the chat above, with all the pain and the stressors and the anxiety. It's hard. And the more and more we can continue, we can clean our plates so that when something hits us, we notice it right away and we can take care of it right away. And we don't have to live in the pain that society tells us is normal. Our society tells us it's normal and almost idolizes discomfort and disease. You know, of course you're anxious. You have a lot on your plate. Of course your back hurts. You're doing a lot. Of course you're tired. You know, you have a heavy, a lot of lifting to do. Of course. And these are, we are taught that they're almost badges of honor. And it's our body saying this is not in alignment. We can have full lives, but when we have pain, that's not normal. Make sense? Yeah. So if you have something to write with, you can write this down. Maybe there's some journaling you can do if you have a paper and pen. And if you just close your eyes and tune inside, let's listen to your body again. And let's ask it, if you could speak out loud right now, what would you have to say? If my body could speak out loud right now, what would it have to say? And take your time, and when you're ready, just free fall right. Do not censor yourself. We're going to take a couple minutes to do this exercise. If my body could speak out loud right now, what would it say? I love your honesty and your authenticity, your bravery. This is so beautiful. Look at how willing your body is to speak to you. No words, just screaming. Stop living in your head and pay attention to me. Give me time to heal. Take care of yourself first. You're important. Healing is coming. Beautiful. And now, you can continue this dialogue with your body. Let it scream. Your head won't fall off your shoulders. I promise. Right? And we're not going anywhere unless we pay attention to our body. It will slow us down. I love that your body, Kelly, is telling you, give me time to heal. And Tanja, take care of yourself first. You're important. Yeah. And Renee, healing is coming. Yes. You guys are so brilliant. Was it the perfect message? Are you surprised? Yes. No. Tanja says no. No surprise. Kelly, fair enough. Sort of. I want immediate results though. Yeah. Lisa says, go back to Mother Nature and allow your healing and allow yourself to grieve. Yeah. Renee says, no, because I'm determined to put my healing first. Good. Yeah. We have to choose ourselves first. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and it was like, when we're on the airplane, we're such good people. We want to take the mask when it falls and put it on everybody around us. But it's advised that if you do that, you die and then everybody else dies. Your children die, right? We have to put the mask on ourselves first. We have to. And then we can, when our cup overflows, it impacts everybody around us. So, yes, we have to choose ourselves first. Are you guys surprised that your body is so eager to speak to you, so vocal? All right, now my body says it doesn't feel safe to notice it. Hmm. Is that you don't feel safe in life to pay attention to it? That's really important information, right? Because then with information, yeah, it relates to childhood trauma. And that's really important information because that too can be healed, that old trauma, so that you're not in fight or flight all the time, right? Because the autonomic nervous system, when we're in fight or flight, can't relax. And then the cortisol levels spike and our hormones and inflammation levels all rise. And frankly, peace is a worthy reason to heal. Karen, thank you so much for sharing that because I'm going to tell you something. You're speaking to a lot of people here. Thank you. You're not alone. And I'll just share ICU because I've had trauma too. And it changes us. I used to think I had the worst story ever until I started doing healing work. And then everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing being in community is that we can lift each other up and hold each other. Like Tanja says, it's not just you either, you know? So thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to tell you it's all healable. You can pull some of that stuff right out and get um, really good results. So, um, if we can talk at another time. Reach out, okay? Stay close. I gotcha. So, but that's the thing. This is a perfect example that I want to share with each of you. When we start listening to our body, then our body's going to say, oh my God, she's here. She's listening. And your body is going to start to unfold like a beautiful flower. And this is where healing is possible, layer by layer by layer. Things will come and you'll hear and learn more about you and why you are the way you are. It's not like a freak of nature the way we are in the world. We have armor, we have things that, because we've all had some sort of trauma, right? Physical, emotional, mental. We've all experienced something. I promise you, nobody gets away scot-free. Um, and if you're in this class, you're here for a reason, right? When we start listening, our body starts telling us things. And those are layers, just like my friend with the addiction. He thought he got scared. He thought, oh my God, I thought I put that away. Oh my God, I thought I dealt with that. But what it was a new layer of healing available to him so he could go deeper into why he's really here and not carry those suitcases of trauma around with him. It was actually a great thing. And he left peaceful because he left it on the floor. It was it's doable, it's malleable, it's all possible. Okay. So if your body is speaking to you, you just might be ready for a new layer of healing. And it doesn't mean sucking it up and sticking it back in. Like it's coming up so you can release it, not relive it. That's the difference, right? We can really start being done with some of this stuff. Okay. I'm so glad you guys showed up tonight. You just made my day, I have to tell you. So, I want to lead you in a little guided meditation. Again, listening to our body. So, if you're comfortable, close your eyes and relax. And you don't have to. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, you could just soften your gaze too. We're going to go and directly check with our body. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's do it again. Breathe in through your nose. All the beautiful, clean prana, vital energy in through your nose, and exhale all the old energy through your mouth. Bring your awareness to the top of your head. Notice your forehead. Is it tight or relaxed? Bring your awareness to your jaw. Allow your jaw to soften. You're safe here. In this moment, you can devote this moment to you, to merging with your body, to listening, to being more you than you have in a long, long time. Now bring your attention to your neck and shoulders. And just ask yourself, what am I carrying here? What burdens am I carrying here? And just let your body speak to you. Now move your awareness to your chest. Notice your breath. And ask your heart gently, is there something here that wants to be felt, to be known? Now bring your awareness to your stomach. Just notice the sensations in your belly. Bring your awareness to your back, from your shoulders to your hips. What are you carrying here? What worries or burdens are you carrying in your back? Now move down through your hips, your legs, your feet. Do they have information for you? When you feel the ground under your feet, the support from the earth, from the elements within you. Now go back to the place in your body that first asked for your attention tonight, whether it was your neck, your stomach, your back, or your heart. Go back to the place that asked for your information, for your attention tonight, and ask it softly, what are you holding from me? What are you holding from me? Tell me all about it. I'm here. I'm listening. And ask this place, what do you need from me right now? And silently repeat after me. My body is so wise. Thank you for speaking to me. I'm learning to listen. Now take one more deep breath into your nose, out through your mouth, and you can gently return. How was that for you? If you have your journal, you can write down your answers, what your body was carrying, because you won't remember tomorrow. I promise from experience. And share it in the chat if you're inclined, if you wanna share. Maybe it was a sensation, an emotion, a message. I'm so proud of you. Look at you guys, like Zen masters, going inside and finding all the information that you need. Are you surprised at how eager your body is to listen to you or speak to you? Yeah. Kelly says I have chronic pain, so I don't typically like focusing on my body. The pain is more noticeable. Yeah, that's so true, also. And then what happens is we push it away and it speaks louder and louder. But yes. Well, you know, children don't want to touch a hot stove, right? Um, I mean, that's what we're told all our life is suck it up. Don't think about it. Forget about it. Be stoic. Don't be a crybaby. Carry on. Yeah. It just says carrying all the burden of caretaking while I don't get any help from my brother and not to be hard on myself. I'm doing the best I can every day. Yes. Yes. You guys are getting a lot of really deep, powerful information. So, some of the things we can do, we can change our circumstances, right? If it was possible, Tanja, to get the help, whether from your brother or elsewhere, so it's not on all you, right? If it's possible, it's not always possible, But that's important information that we can change our life because our body is rebelling. And Kelly, to listen to the pain, it can shift and also be addressed with energy healing or medication. Again, I'm not a doctor, but you are worth the investment for feeling better, right? And it's a journey. It's a journey. My healing didn't happen overnight. It took me decades. Zaya says her heart is sad because people don't love her. Zaya, I don't even know you very much, and I love you. And every time I see you here with your mother loves you. And so that's not, that might be what you tell yourself, right? And you can heal around that, but you're very lovable, right? And that's worth looking at. And you know what? I have to say, I'm really proud of you because when we peel away a lot of the layers of the things that are not us, we are not the programming, the things that we think. So, like I said initially, right, we can healing involves our body, our emotions, the mental stuff that the programming that we tell ourselves, and also spiritual pain. Um, those things affect us, and we need to heal them. That really deserves your attention. The I'm going to share a healing that we can all use because Zaya so courageously brought this up. The things that we tell ourselves pollute our energy. So, this is the truth. What we say and what we think pollute our energy. So, if you notice that you're having a crappy day and you're negative, what happens? You get more negative and more crappy because we are polluting our our um our void, the way we create the world, our world. We're actually doing a spell into our world. And so when we start saying these things to us, it can become a reality our mind believes, but we're also experiencing it because it's an energetic thing. So, how do you turn that around, right? How do you get out of the rut of a record if we are negative and we say a thing to ourselves? It's really hard to get out of the rut. And so what we can do is pivot. Focus on what you do want. So I remember a period of time in my life where it was really the hardest time of my life. It was just raw, an open, raw, frickin' wound. It was really hard. And what I did was I had to pivot. I had to create something new, but it's hard to get out of feeling really bad about something, right? And so what I did was I didn't even, so we have to focus on what we want. I didn't even know what I wanted. And I didn't even know what I wanted. And so what I did was I wanted peace. So I focused on peace. And what happened was I said no to anything that wasn't peace. You get that? And what happened was all the crappy things started leaving, and I got glimmer of hope and then another glimmer of hope. and another glimmer of hope. And before you know it, I'm starting to say positive things. Oh my God, look at what happened here. Oh my God, gratitude. And gratitude, by the way, is not a word. You don't just say, don't, when we talk about gratitude, gratitude is actually magic. It's not a thing we journal about. I'm grateful for my kids, my dog, my job. I mean, that's just like you can hear the energy in that, right? It's so blah blah blah, you know? But actually, I'm gonna I'm gonna give you something all that you can use because Isaiah, she's so smart. Okay? Close your eyes. Just scan your energy now on a scale of 1 to 10. Where is it? 10, 1 being 10 being fabulous, darling. Where's your energy right now? Okay, everybody put that in the chat. Where's your energy? 5, okay. 3, okay. 6, all right. 2, okay. 3. I love all your honesty. Okay. So now we know where you are now. So now close your eyes. And I want you to think of the happiest day of your life. Just think of the happiest day of your life. I remember a friend coming over and she had a big gap between her teeth, and we had young kids, and it was summer. And she took a mouthful from the hose and then spit the water out through between her teeth and created a fountain. Right? What was the happiest day of your life? Just think about it and go into the detail, the colors, what was happening. How did it make you feel? Who was with you? How did your body, your mind feel? And just feel what's happening to your energy. Where are you now? What number are you now? Is it the same or different? You can write it in the chat. Is it the same or different? Karen went from a 3 to a 7. Anja's a 9. Kelly's the same. Okay. So there's a lot that's one exercise. But this is how we can. Zaya went from what, a 2 to a 5. Good. And so this is one exercise, right? And it shows us that we have a lot more control. We are not random. Okay, Zaya says it's about the same. So you might want to consider healing, right? Pull it out and start moving the energy. But there is a lot that we can do. And then when we need more, there's more, right? Not to give up hope. There's more. Okay? All right. So, oh my goodness. So, I want to show you a powerful somatic exercise, something very This is another exercise. So you all could scan your energy before, what it was, and after that brief gratitude meditation, you could see if it's shifted. Let's do another exercise. This is going to be very powerful and it's simple. Put one hand on your heart, maybe your chest or your stomach, maybe your shoulders. Put the hand on the part of your body that called your attention, whether it was your heart or your shoulders or your belly. And if it's on your back and it's hard to reach, you can do it through your chest too, right? Get it through the other side. And take a deep breath. And again, connecting with your body. Say quietly, I see you. I'm listening. And you don't have to carry this alone anymore. I'm here. Take another deep breath. Notice if anything changes in your body. Seeing your body, listening, and partnering with your body, that your body doesn't have to carry this alone anymore, that you're here. Is there a change in your body? Did something shift? Warmth, emotion, maybe some relaxation or a release, or simply awareness. And this is one of the ways that our body begins to release stored emotion. We pay attention, we see it, and we listen. Karen says, you can see it doing a little happy dance. Yeah. Sometimes we just need to be acknowledged. Nobody else. We don't need acknowledgement from anybody else. We get it from ourselves. Right? And if you want to, you can put it in the chat. Did you see a difference? Ellie's pain in her shoulder is gone. Woohoo! Go you! Fist palm. Yeah. Tanja's shoulders dropped and a warm tingling came throughout her body. And Zaya says it feels hopeful. Yes. 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 So one of the most important things that I've learned is this. The body won't release what it doesn't feel safe releasing. It is intelligent and protective. So safety is the doorway to our healing. We have to make that safe. We have to make it safe to heal. We can't push it, we can't force it. And when the nervous system relaxes, healing becomes possible. And I'm going to tell you, each of you, that's one reason I studied for 28 plus years all around the world, many, many times, is because I know that healing is possible. I just had to find the right tools. The body is complex, It's often ignored and not understood by traditional medicine. Although more and more doctors are including people like me on their teams and referring. And that will be the day when the patient, the client, is the most important person. It's not about the insurance or the healthcare or the purse. And I won't see people when the wallet biopsy is over, right? But as a part of our healing so that there's less suffering in the world. And I'm going to tell you, it's possible. And so if some of these tools work, great. If not, get a healing. You don't have to live this way, right? We are here to live long, vibrant, healthy, joyful lives. These are symptoms that something is amiss. Our body is speaking to us. Remember, our body, our, our emotions, our minds, our spirit. Something is misaligned and just needs an adjustment. If your car was burping and farting down the road, you go get a tune-up, right? Is everybody with me? Right? This is not normal. It's not normal. It just means you need more. Um, okay. So a final visualization, and then I left a few minutes. We can run over for anybody that wants to run over with me for a Q&A. So just again, silently repeat after me. My body is not the enemy. My body is my messenger. My body is brilliant. And I'm learning to listen. Okay? Come back. So tonight, if something stirred within you and you felt a deeper awareness or realization in your body, you don't have to explore this alone. If you want to go deeper, I do offer one-on-one healing sessions. You can reach out. You have my email. You have my email, right? Or no? I will type it in the messages. So hopefully Sue at soulfullyouwellness.com. Reach out. Um, you'll all get an email. I do have a special gift that I'm going to send out to each of you. It's a brief meditation for tuning into your body and a journal reflection guide so you can continue on your own work. And if you have any questions, reach out. Um, every session that I do is deeply personalized for you. I read your energy and we create something just for you. Some people come for clarity. Some people come because their body has been asking for attention for a long, long time. And some people have questions. So for whatever reason, I'm here. Just consider me a friend, and I want to see you all do well and live vibrantly. So, and I'd be honored to support you. Okay.